I'm here with Richard Page outside Grumpy's Pet Store in Chesterton. Quite a busy area as well. In fact, very, very busy at the end of Green End Road. Richard, I am out looking for a reaction to people's opinion about the congestion charge. Is this something your customers are coming up and mentioning to you?
Yes, we hear about it a lot, yeah. The majority of people we speak to are quite anti the congestion charge, and obviously as a business in Cambridge we are too, purely I think really financially. My staff need to pay to get to work and they're going to want to be compensated for that. I've got lorries coming to the shop on a regular basis and they're going to be charged £50 each time they come, and that cost will also come on to me. So aside from my own personal cost of having to come to work every day, the added cost of my business can be detrimental for sure, and may end up with us having to increase our prices just to cover the cost of that congestion charge, and then we're less competitive to businesses outside of town, and so now being a business in town we're less competitive, and obviously that's not something we want to be.
Yesterday the elected mayor Nick Johnson came out with his new transport plan, basically saying that they were going to come back with a watered down version of the congestion charge. What's your thoughts on possibly that?
I guess from a purely selfish point of view, if my business isn't within the congestion charge, then that's a benefit to me and makes me more competitive to people within it. But just as a general product, the congestion charge in itself is detrimental to anyone within it, I believe, as a business. The environmental side of it completely aside, so I'm purely talking about just as a local business in the town. There is no question that it's going to be detrimental to us financially, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think it'll discourage customers from coming to you?
I've had people come into my shop that live in Milton and Waterbeats, and they said, adding £5 to the cost of a bag of dog food, even if I keep my prices the same, they're paying £5 to go and pick one up, and they've said they will not do it, they will buy it online. Fair bit cheaper.
Thank you very much indeed for that, Richard. And so Grumpy's Pet Store, pet shop in Chesterton. It's a wonderful place. I've just been inside. Fantastic range in there. Brilliant. Hi, we're outside Dino's Barber in Chesterton. Hi, Dino.
Neil.
Hi there. We're just wondering, is the congestion charge something that comes up in conversation with your customers?
Hugely. Yeah, a lot of customers are concerned about it, wondering where it's all going, concerned about their jobs, how it'll be affected, to and from. I mean, especially with how terrible the bus service is. People are definitely concerned.
Okay. Yesterday, the elected mayor came out with his transport plan for Cambridgeshire, and he's talking about a watered-down version of congestion charging and bringing it in. What do you reckon to that idea?
Well, frankly, I'm not surprised. I mean, that was always on the cards. I knew, they'd hit you with the worst case scenario, and then see how that lands with everybody, and then try and sort of like butter us up with something, a little bit more palatable. So we'll see. We'll put up a bit more of a fight. Don't worry.
So, as far as you're concerned, it's no congestion.
We're not interested really. No, thank you. It's better bus services, bikes, everything, but just no congestion. It's not good. Not for Cambridge. It doesn't work for Cambridge.
Especially at this time when inflation's so high and your customers simply are...
Absolutely. We're already up against it. People have been, it's been a tough few years for everybody, and now you're just introducing another tax, which we don't want. We certainly don't need it. It's tough times. You're just making things tougher.
Thank you very much, Dino.
No worries. My pleasure, Neil.
Best place to get your hair cut in Chesterton. Cheers.
Thanks, Neil. Take care.
Bye. Here I am at Western Sons in Arbury Court. I'm just going to go in. They're just closing up, but here's the owner. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's John West. I've had a small independent butcher shop in Arbury Court for 18 years now. I'm a sole trader, so it's my own business. I deal with local companies, local farmers. My emphasis is on provenance and sustainability, and dealing with small independent local traders.
That's fantastic, John. Really good. And Have you had your customers, have they been talking about the congestion charge?
Every single one of them virtually, and all of them, without maybe one exception who's a Lib Dem councillor, are against it. People are up in arms. They think it's an unnecessary tax on their livelihoods. I mean, the area that we're in, we've got a free car park here. It's used by a lot of elderly people because we've got quite a diverse shopping area here. If they've got to pay an extra £5 just to come to the court, it's an extra £5 on their shopping. With my wholesalers, we had a delivery this week of 800 kilos from one person. So they've got to drive a reasonably large lorry. They are going to pass on £50 to me, and I can't afford that. That will have to go onto my prices. I deliver to small independent restaurants, businesses around Cambridge. I'm delivering up to 100, 150 kilos of goods at a time. I have to use a van. I try and, keep my miles down to a minimum because that's naturally a necessity. It keeps my costs down.
Absolutely.
But all of those will have to have a charge. And it's going to be an extra £10 a day for me. If I want to move my van, come to work in my van, that's going to cost me.
You're based here in Arbury Court, which is on the border of the King's Hedges ward, and there's a by-election coming up in July. So I've asked you to put one of our posters up. Do you think the people in King's Hedges have, got a lot of interest in this, or?
I definitely do. I mean, the lady who stood for the Meadows area here she's Labour, but actually opposed the congestion charge. She was a very good candidate, but she actually was the lady who got the GMB to vote against the congestion charge.
Oh, that's very good.
But she's the only one in the area, and I'm hoping whoever gets in is against the congestion charge. I think all of the local people I've spoken to hope it is. I've read several reports lately of Miss Machini going door to door canvassing outside of her own electoral area for her party on behalf of the election charge, and having dealt with the lady myself, I have very little faith in her ability to look at the needs of local businesses in a constructive and logical way.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, John. Much appreciated. Well, I'm outside Chesterton Carpets with Albie, the owner, and as you can see, he makes no bones about stating he's against the congestion charge. But what reason are you against the congestion charge, Albie?
Just a general telling us what to do, what vehicles we can and we can't have, and also it's the expense. I mean, I've got 5 vans coming up here, and them fellas got to be paid every day. We can't put carpets on a bus or pedal it around. I mean, it might work in South East Asia, but it definitely ain't going to work around Cambridge.
Absolutely. Yesterday, the elected mayor, Nick Johnson, came out with his transport plan for Cambridge, and basically it said, we're going to do a watered down version of what we consulted on. What do you reckon to that?
I reckon that's exactly what they were going to do in the first place. They just chucked the worst case scenario at us and come back to what they were going to do. I mean, what do they think we are, fools or something? This is Cambridge, it's a 21st century city. We split the atom here and stuff like that. And surely we can get our heads together to sort out this bit of traffic problem. It isn't really that bad if you look down here at the moment. The whole of Milton Road is dug up, and they want to keep digging and digging and digging. They stop digging for 10 minutes, it might run smooth.
With Dutch-style roundabouts, I understand.
Dutch-style roundabouts, yeah. What, £3 million a pop for a piece of concrete and some tarmac? Yeah, I'd like that contract, please. Give me 3 of those and I can retire.
Okay, thank you very much, Albie. That's brilliant. Here on Milton Road with Tanya Freeman, owner, runs Cambridge Floral Designs. Beautiful shop. Hello, Tanya.
Hello.
I'm out getting to gauge people's opinions about the proposed congestion charge, and I wondered if you'd had any feedback, or whether anybody had spoken to you about the congestion charge?
I mean, no one's really spoken to us sort of to say any good things that will happen in our business. We have 2 van drivers that go out every day, both coming from outside of Cambridge, so it's going to be very costly, and we don't think it's fair that the customers should have to pay that charge. You know, we're going to have to put prices up if we, you know, carry on in business.
Yeah. Do you have deliveries from your suppliers?
We have deliveries from our suppliers 6 days a week, which again, that will affect. At the moment we can have a very early delivery in the morning, but because they would then have to decrease to only having 1 van, it would make our delivery later, which then affects the whole business, and obviously their prices will go up, which again we will have to, you know, be increasing to the public. So
well, yesterday the elected mayor Nick Johnson came out with his new transport plan for Cambridgeshire, and basically he was saying that he was proposing a watered down version of what came out last year. Is that something you would entertain?
I'd be interested in looking and see what he says.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
No problem.
And Cambridge Floral Designs, the place come for your flowers. I'm here on Milton Road outside Art of Flooring, the carpet and flooring specialist, with Sam Wilson. What's your position in the company, Sam?
Sam Wilson, General Manager for Art of Flooring.
Excellent. Well, I'm out trying to get opinions on the congestion charge and how it'll affect businesses within and around Cambridge, within the zone. Have you got any particular thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't think it's been particularly thought through very well. I mean, I know it will affect a lot of businesses, not necessarily ours as much as others. We do rely on people coming to see us here at our showroom to get an idea of what type of flooring they want in their homes. We don't rely on passing traffic as such, but it is always good for business to see people outside our shop. For us as a business, not just so much customers, but for us getting around other people's homes in Cambridge, it will affect us. We need to go around in our vans to carry and transport wood flooring, carpets and all the other accessories that we need. And obviously without a van that would be very difficult. Yep. So it's going to obviously increase the charge, not just for ourselves but for our customers and everyone involved.
Excellent. So Milton Road is presently dug up and under a lot of work that's been it's inspired by our dear friends at the GCP and the County Council. Has that affected your business?
A lot, yeah. We're 6 months into a 2-year project, and it's not just the extra congestion, but it's the noise and everything else around it as well. But the traffic lights here are generally normally busy on a good day, but with this added congestion with the roadworks, it's significantly worse, and also emergency services are really struggling to get through the way it is at the moment.
Very much the same way as they are in East Road.
I would imagine so, yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. They drive down the cycle superhighway now. Yeah. And of course you've got Dutch style roundabouts coming here as well.
Another one up top here, so we'll see how that takes shape.
They're supposed to be more dangerous according to the results of
well, the one near Fallbrook Avenue is not the easiest to negotiate, but
no. Okay, well thank you very much indeed. Well, hopefully the plans that Nick Johnson has come out with recently, yesterday, his transport plan, where he's really suggesting that they're going to come up with a watered down version of the congestion charge. Are you in favour of any form of congestion charge, or would you just do away with it altogether?
I think I would be more in favour of some sort of emissions zone rather than a congestion charge. It makes more sense, but we have to see.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Sam. Much appreciated.